Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla. Hopefully I can lower the brightness. Alright, I think I did. I think we lowered the brightness. Um Anyways, hey guys, what's up? It's Schla. Coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schla. And today I got out pretty late. I think this is the latest I've left in a long time. It is because it was a gas day, and I also happen to have an awful lot of beef in my bowl when I made it. Kind of did the measuring wrong, so when I want to finish up the old one, because it's probably going bad faster, I like to finish it up. And I'd already put too much in, so by the time I added the finish up, it was wasn't really all good, so it was too much, but I just left it. But then I would have pushed it off to eat at work, but I didn't. I just decided to eat it in the morning because, again, I like to try to kind of optimize things. I mean, it's not a problem. I guess I've just accepted the fact that the gas days will add some extra time, but it's not really a problem because I think basically 2 other days on the week I actually stayed later than I really wanted to or needed to, because I have to be very precise about my time now, since they said the whole thing about how I can't do the certain amount of overtime anymore. I don't really know, but yeah, so it is what it is, I guess. But be very precise about my time. But I think it's fine because I can come late. You know what I mean? I don't think it really matters. So it honestly still don't really like it. I just like being there earlier, but still like to be able to come there early and leave there early, but we'll just see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah, one thing I wanted to mention is before I got out of the house, I'd remembered that I had forgotten about I was going to charge my 7 Plus, but I forgot. So it was at 30%, which is fine, but obviously ever since that situation when I think it was at 20 or maybe a little under 20, and then it just cut. It went from 20, and then it jumped to 14, and then it was fine, and then it just jumped down to 5 and then started acting crazy. So ever since then, I think it's, definitely a rather safe than sorry situation with this old phone, with this aging phone. So hopefully we can just throw it in the trash. Nah, I'm joking. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I don't know. But hopefully. Yeah, I think we're fine though, because it's at 36. So what I was gonna say is I put it in the charger for just like a few minutes, but it got it from 30 to 37. So I assume like I feel pretty confident about that. Oh, the other thing I was gonna mention, I am gonna get gas today. I think there's honestly a few reasons for this that actually it makes more sense now that I think about it more. Basically, I kind of have to get gas on a late day because getting gas on a day I want to leave early doesn't really pan out well. Because the early days, I really want to strike 8 hours as a minimum. You know what I mean? Like I wanna strike 8 for certain. And if I'm in the morning not able to do that, like that's not good. That's just not good. It's not a good. It's gonna set me back like a lot, you know. So I don't know. Just keeping that in mind, it's like it makes a million times more sense for me to just get gas on these later days. Although, really, I am leaving quite a bit late, like 8 minutes later already than the other days. And yeah, so I probably should be driving a little bit faster, but there's nobody behind me. And whenever there's nobody behind me, I just feel much more comfortable driving slower. I don't know why people don't like driving slowly. I actually love driving when it's just like slow. I know I've said this before, but I'm just going to repeat it. Like, 50 miles per hour on the highway, super comfortable. It's really something nice to be able to drive a car like that on that type of road. I really don't get what the point of any faster than 50 is. Like once you're past 50, even 60, it's not like fun and games anymore. It's like there's a lot more on the line. Like I feel like your ability to avoid an accident and all these other metrics just go in the toilet, you know? So I really like it though. I think 50 miles per hour is kind of like the point where anything faster than that just feels like a little bit crazy. And it depends on the road though. If you're on like a more windy or like a hilly road, mainly a more windy. I mean, hilly roads are never fun anyway, but if you're on a more windy road, like 30, or it just depends what feels the most comfortable. You know what I mean? It just ends up depending on how windy the turns are. So the relax metric for speed goes down, you know. For some reason I keep getting these like memories of in my head of like being at my grandparents' house during the holidays, but it's like 2014, 2013, 2012, probably even earlier, and they almost have like a sad feeling to them. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's kind of sad just because of how much I think in my own self I've lost the holiday spirit, and then just how much life has changed since then. I mean, when I was a kid, you have to remember, we were still thinking on the terms of, like, we're going to get retirement someday. We're going to retire someday. And, like, you weren't really concerned about much. And the older you get, the more those things kind of ravage you. But I know some people still feel that way. Like, they don't really know what's going on. I can tell people just don't really understand. It happens like all the time. No, people might have loose or vague understandings of things, but they don't really have like a good understanding of things. And that's probably always been a problem, but again, I just remember, like, and I mean, maybe a part of it was that I was a child back then, but I don't think that was really it. I think it was just society at the time was very different. I don't really think, I mean, of course, oh, it's just because you were a child. That's it. The rose-tinted glands, blah, 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 blah. But really, I don't really think that was it. Like, that's just my honest opinion about it. I don't really think that was, like, it. You know what I mean? I think there's more to it than that. I really think I'm correct. I'm correct about that. Like, I just am. You know, I know I'm, like, pretty correct about it. I just know. So, yeah, I don't know. I know there was more to it than that. I don't want people just saying, like, oh, well, you were just a child, and that's why I think, no, like, I don't know. I think my whole family situation was better too. And yeah, really, my life became such a mess. Like, I just couldn't, I really still can't really believe it. Like, I don't really know. It's kind of hard to believe, like, just how much more stress and craziness has ensued. I just don't know. I don't know how to square that. It's really a sad time. It's a very sad time. Yep, and then, my whole austerity year has been off to a bad start. I haven't really been saving anymore. I've been spending, but I have not really been saving. That's going through all this commotion. I learned my lesson. I guess I learned a lesson, but I wonder if I'm really going to absorb the lesson of totally botch this. I usually try to slow down. Will I actually learn my lesson is the question. Will I actually learn the lesson? And the answer is hopefully, just about, try your best with coupons and stuff, but don't get so obsessive about it. Don't get so obsessive about it to where, my life and my happiness and my pain and my joy is just dependent on these deals, and I'm buying things to take advantage of a deal that I wouldn't even be buying anyway, I think that's a good way to look at life is the first time you do something, you get a pass. So I mean, maybe this wasn't the first time I did it, but it's the first time I've been mature enough to have that analysis. And so I kind of should just give myself a pass. Like, okay, you blew a lot of money. It's okay. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know what fell back there. That really is not. That's not a normal sound to hear. But yeah, I mean, sorry, I just needed to space out for a little bit there. I do think I slept very well. That's not really saying I did, but I thought I really pushed to sleep better, but my score is still the same. But I actually got almost 8 hours of sleep, which is like more than usual, because I kind of want to start pushing for that more. I want to start trying to get to bed earlier so I can get like that coveted 8 hours. I don't know. that's truly necessary, but I do have more. It's probably not a bad idea. I don't know, because I get so caught up in being upset over like efficiency, and again, like how much I wish that I really didn't need to sleep. I think one of my main like stresses in life is that like I just have to sleep. Honestly, I know it sounds stupid, but if I just never needed to sleep, I would be so much happier. Like I would really, really be a lot happier. And I don't like having to sleep. I think it's just not really something I like to do. I also don't really like eating, which is why I like to. I think I've explained this before, but I like to eat like the same thing, repetitively. And I think that's why, because like I don't really want to think about eating. I just want it to be some kind of automatic thing. Like, okay, I eat my beef and cheese and like that's it. And there's nothing else to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I never want to have like a menu to pick from or these things, because eating in general, I just see it as like a waste of time. Like it's not really something that I want to have to do. And I think it's because I think about everything not in a human lens, but in like a otherworldly lens, a lens of just a completely different perspective. Like, well, what if humans never needed to eat and we didn't have the distraction of food? What would humans do if we didn't need to sleep and we didn't have that distraction? Like, you could go down the line, go down people and you'd be surprised, because a lot of people, they use food to occupy themselves. That's what a lot of people do. They use food to distract themselves, and they wait for food, and they might scroll TikTok as they wait for food, but maybe they might not. Maybe just waiting for food is enough for them, and they think about it so much, and they get so hungry, and they want food, and they spend so much money on food. And so much of our infrastructure is food. That's really what resonates with people. And it doesn't matter how inefficient or how little sense it all makes. None of that matters with the food, Just none of it matters at all. Nobody's thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's thinking like that when it comes to the food. People want more restaurants. That's probably one of the biggest segments of the economy, is just this senseless, like, food service and food businesses that I don't really like. I kind of have to. I've had to. Sorry. I kind of have to, and I've had to over the years. See, we're already down to 30%. That's scary, because we started at 36 and now we're only at 30, but we should be fine because we're already 20 minutes in, so I can only imagine. Yeah, we should be fine, but seriously, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we'd already be in like the low, the fact that I quickly popped it on that charger and got that extra juice in, I know it may have not been a full 7%, but I think it was worth it. Now, anyways, I don't remember what I was talking. Well, I kind of do, but I lost my place, but I just glanced over and saw that I had to comment on it. You know, I just had to. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice as to whether to comment on it or not. Yeah, we were talking about something with people. I mean, I know that much. It was something about people. But I don't really remember what it was or anything like that. But it was something about people. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember it all. Thanks. Who I'm saying thanks to. Maybe thanks to myself. Maybe thanks to my brain. But yeah, thanks for reminding me. And I mean, really, like that. It's like a real experience because so much of people's lives just revolve around food. And you wonder what a lot of people would even do what if we just got rid of all these restaurants and stuff and you were just on your own when it came to food? A lot of people would be sad. Like they'd be deeply afflicted by that. You know, not understanding that the whole food thing is not good. Like it's not really a good institution. Creates a lot of waste, a lot of pollution. Overall, it's not a good system in the slightest, you know, but everybody's so infatuated with it, it's allowed to persist. Because everybody's so infatuated by it, it's allowed to persist. But if we could step out of that silly infatuation, then it's likely that we would just get rid of these institutions because they don't do anything good. They literally do absolutely nothing good for anybody. They steal money from the poor. They steal health from the poor. Because stealing health from the rich, I mean, it's not great, but it's not really like, doesn't really matter. The rich can just pay up. Like they don't really have to deal with bills in the same way as everybody else does. So, I mean, that's not really fair in its own right, but, it's just like a whole thing, right? I don't know. It's just this whole thing. Yeah, this truck's being a little bit crazy. He really did not need to pass me, and he still wanted to. And anyways, I don't even remember. I think I already explained the gas thing, but I'm just gonna explain it again. Because even if I did already explain it, I want to explain it again. So, gas. I don't want to wait till it's too low because not only is it kind of unnecessary, but it's a little bit like stressful. It's not really like, I just don't really know. I just think it's like kind of stressful. And there's not much of an advantage, you know what I mean? Like, I have talked about it before, and there obviously sort of is, but there's also kind of not. Like, there's not really that much of an advantage for, like, yes, I can reduce the amount of starts and stops, and that's kind of like the main thing, because that is like a true point to keep in mind. And part of me still kind of wants to push for that, but again, we have two issues now. We have the issue of, and I didn't even realize this in the beginning, I think that's what happened. I explained the thing that just dawned on me, which is that really, if I'm planning to leave early, getting gas on a day I'm leaving early makes no sense. But getting gas on a day I'm going to leave late actually makes a lot of sense in comparison. I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter, but ideally you would want to get gas late. Honestly, today is kind of like a perfect scenario for getting gas, because it's Thursday. You already have an extra stockpile of time, and then, that leaves leeway for Friday. You can leave Friday early, right? Like, all these things just come together, and yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a sloppy start. I really didn't perfectly get my year of austerity off to the right start, but there's hopefully a lesson in that. There's got to be a lesson in that. I don't know. There's got to be. Well, hopefully. Or I'm just coping and I failed my year of austerity. Yeah, we gotta get my card ready, because I have a feeling at this rate, I'm not even gonna remember. I'm not even gonna have any energy to be cutting stuff out of recordings unless I spot it. And so when I get the gas, it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to spot it. Sorry, I just needed that moment to zone out. Yeah, we were talking about food, and yeah, I really do think you'd see some pretty interesting results out of, people and their food. Their food consumption. Like, I don't know. I really do think that it's like an interesting thing to think about, or sleep, because as is so many people, it's just so automatic. And that's why that advice about, just muscling through, I mean, it really just really doesn't make that much sense, because everything is so automatic. Everything is like extremely automatic. I guess we are making it here at the right time, though. Yeah. Because, I mean, they still... I don't know if they're necessarily going to be open. So it's okay, you know. I don't think I can tell yet. But I actually think I did kind of leave it. Like, at first I was thinking I kind of left too late, but... I think I left it an okay time. Yeah, because it doesn't look like they're open. Oh my goodness. Well, see, so it didn't even really matter because this happened before where I like show up and they're not open, even though it's like way after the time they're supposed to be open. I mean, I guess I could come here on the way home, but I don't know if the guy... Yeah, I'm not really sure. But I don't want to come here on the way home, you know? Oh no, I think he just got here. I think I see the guy he just got here, so... I think we're okay. It'll probably take him, like, some time, though, which is, you know, a shame, but... Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, like, a waste. I don't know. But, yeah, so I really... There's no reason for me to even... be worried about it, like, at all. Because the people who run this joint, like, they're never here early. So it's like... It always just becomes this, crazy ordeal, like... I don't know. Could be worse, though. Like I said, last time I got... Yeah, so it's tough to say. I think my judgment was pretty, like, spot on, though. Honestly, because, yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna just... I'm probably gonna want to go outside and just be ready. So, my apologies, but I think I will be removing the microphone. So, just kind of judging it, because I need to figure out, like, when I should go out. He usually goes in, starts typing some stuff in on the computer. You know, the usual stuff. I guess I could keep talking, but I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm off today because I don't... Whoa. Yeah, I'm really off because what I just did, I don't even think I've ever done before. I just hit the gas instead of my brake pedal when I was about to like shift into drive. That's like a little bit kooky, isn't it? Is that like a politically correct word, or have things changed around that? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I usually am like right on the ball with getting my... Where did I put my card, man? That's gonna bug me. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. Usually very on the ball, like while the pump is filling, I usually put my card back in my wallet and I'm like all ready to go, and I just didn't do that. I just think, I just wasn't thinking about it and I just didn't do it. I don't really know what other explanation there was, but yeah, and then when I went to shift into drive, but luckily we're getting gold tier. We're getting gold tier 4-leaf clover level light luck. Well, that is life luck. I mean, seriously, you can't... If you're getting good light luck, then that's really all you need out of life. But yeah, that guy seemed much better than the other time. The other time when I was late sitting there, I mean, the guy like was taking his good old time getting everything set up. He was definitely not getting a move on. You know what I mean? Like whoever was opening that other time, he was taking forever. He was in the store, doing stuff on the computer. No idea what he was doing, but he was taking forever. But this guy was pretty quick. I mean, I feel like it was the same guy. I can't be certain if it was the same car or not, but man, I mean, it was fast. He got those pumps on. So I should honestly been out there waiting, and then and then here's the red level light luck now. Red level light luck. Red level. 1-leaf clover. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibes now. Especially because, like, I could just run it. Like, I could easily just run it. There's nobody coming. But, yeah, that was kind of stressful. That was kind of... I don't know. But it looks clear, so I don't know why we're not changing up. But anyways, yeah, so we're gonna end up getting to work pretty late. It's just, but it's his fault. It's the guy. They don't open on time at that place, so that's the problem. They just don't. So if I have to get gas, I just can't be in a rush, and it definitely has to be on a late day. And it's just, oh my gosh, like so many terrible variables. So much terrible variables. And I need to try to push through this light. I really hope I can get through it, because this one's usually pretty short. I really hope I can get through it. Yeah, we're through it. It's fine. Because, I mean, it just switched over. But some of these lights are crazy. It's like they want you to they like want you to mess up. That's what a lot of these lights are like. They want you to mess up. They want to get you, caught. Seriously, that's how it feels. It's literally how it feels with half of these lights. It's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't know. Sorry, I needed that moment of silence there. But yeah, it's kind of a shame. I'm usually all... Did I already put my... Yeah, I guess I already put my wallet back. And then I have to get out my clock-in phone. Alright. Alright. Ready with the clock-in phone. Oh yeah, and then we were going to try the other parking spot, but I don't think we're going to this time because I don't really intend on staying late, but we could try it just to see how it goes. Whoa! I was not expecting that. This big truck carrying 2 cars just pulled out in front of me. Like, whoa. Like, he has one on the back section and then one hooked on. So that probably added, that could have been a minute. But yeah, I'm a lot later than I thought. But it's whatever. It's not really my fault. So, I basically got there at near perfect time. Now, if anything, I rushed a little bit too much, so I might as well have not been speeding. Okay. When I say I'm speeding, that means I'm going 60, which is not speeding on the highway because the speed limit on the highway is 55. So that logic doesn't really add up. But I'm just saying, like, it's speeding for me to be hitting 60. That's my opinion of what speeding is. Yeah, and I wonder about that new parking space idea I wanted to try, but I don't really want to do it, so we're just not going to do it. Still going to do the old parking space. I don't know what I'm doing. I should be trying out that new one I wanted to do, but we're not, so today's not the day. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a day where it's a day I'm going to be coming extra late. I don't know. No, not coming extra late. I come extra early to buffer, and then, yeah. Which, I don't know why that would happen, but if it does, there you go. Alright, let's see. Did not mean to do whatever I just did, which I think was the back windshield wiper fluid, and we got gypped by like probably a couple seconds, but it doesn't matter because this thing's lagging it up anyway. Yeah, so it didn't really matter, but pretty late. Like I said, I don't think it matters because not one but 2 other days this week we got like pretty extra time that I didn't need, so I'll calculate my hours and stuff and see where I end up. So, yep. Everything looking pretty great. Let's just get the screenshots. And then send them, and then we're off. But, we have like less time than usual in the morning, which is kind of upsetting. I mean, it's nearly like 10 full minutes less than usual, so. Yep. Yeah, and the connection is bad. Like, what? Come on, we don't have time for this. Alright, I think that we're going to be winding down now, guys. I don't think there's going to be any walk switch law today. I could be wrong. I think that series is getting momentarily suspended. So, I know. Hold your tears. Save your tears. I know. Okay, don't need to get so upset about it. Alright. Anyways, it's been schla, and now it's time to buy schla. So, see you, Shla.